There's always something I'm doing to shore up everything. There's our lightning tree here. This tree, what's going on here? Why is this happening? There we go. Here's my other stream. Welcome to It Gets Better. That's the name of the show. The name of the show is It Gets Better. I'm doing a promotion, a big time promotion. I am raising funds for Bully Patrol. I want to start a Bully Patrol so that I can help bullies. And I'm raising funds so that, wow, what's going on here? It's on. It's all on. Everything is functional. Wondering if there's some problems here. Technical difficulty. Huh. I'm not hearing that sound. It's definitely on. Oh yeah, it's charging. Good. Goody good good. There. I got distracted, but I'm back on course. Patrol. That's what I'm raising funds so that I can do that thing. It'll be based on donations, because not everyone can afford, help. And I can help by actually forming up bully patrols. I was thinking of secret cameras. There goes the train. As soon as I talk, the train starts. We'll just wait for the train. I'll start munching on popcorn. I can munch on popcorn. Oh yeah, they're going to town. That train is wanting everyone to know that they're coming through. Shining Time Station. So I think that ended the train. Nope, they're not done yet. They're not done yet. As soon as I start my stream, that's when the damn train goes by. The soul train. The soul train. If I can stop dropping things. Objects. I think that's done. I think it's done. We have to let everyone know that the train is coming. Even though there is no train station, there's no train station by here. It's just going through town. So back to what I was back to. What was I talking about? Bully Patrol, bully awareness. And I'm raising funds to get that going. And also to get this channel to where I could keep doing it. I've wanted to do this professionally. And you can donate to the link in the description. Donate to the link in the description. And I'm going to be doing, I think tomorrow I'm going to set up a table in my front yard and greet passersby and hand them my card so that they will know my channel, and have some things in exchange for donations. I have these cool angel coins and stuff like that. Just give them out in exchange for a donation. And then I can get more items, like from Sam's Club or Michael's all these neat things that I can have in exchange for a donation. Kind of like the Hare Krishnas, you know. They walk around in the airport, they ask for a donation. They do that in New York also. In New York, they have these monks walking around, and I guess they hand you some beads or something in exchange for a donation. Also, I'm going to play this hat into it. I can let them put on this hat and take a picture of themselves to show that they gave. That's what's on my Facebook. My Facebook is edmund.culver. Yeah, edmund.culver. It'll take you to my Facebook uh, news feed. My Facebook news feed has the pictures of this hat, and it says, this hat shows you gave. So for donations, you know, I can have them put on this hat and take a picture so they can brag. And I can make this like a trademark and keep the donations coming in so that I can keep functioning. I do want to stop bullying. A kid should feel safe. A kid should feel safe and secure when they're at school, because they have no choice but to be at school, and it's not fair that they're bullied while they're at school. They can't concentrate, they can't learn, they can't get their diploma, they can't get good marks if they're thinking about being bullied all day, you know. And also we can prevent suicides. A lot of kids commit suicide because they're being bullied, you know. They get bullied to the point where they commit suicide, and that's not cool. And I was thinking if I can form up groups, you know, like the Guardian Angels. Remember the Guardian Angels? I think in New York they had Guardian Angels. They were just groups of people who would patrol the streets. They don't have to do anything. They just keep an eye. They can have their cell phones ready. They have these body cams. They're cool pins. And they have cameras built in. So they can carry one of these pins in their pocket and just walk up and down the hallways. And if they see someone being bullied, they can just stand there and they would be recorded, the whole thing. And they can just post it, or let the principal, let their parents know that your kid is capable of this stuff. That's what I keep hearing. My kid would never do that. You're lying. My kid would never do that. And then once they see their kid on video, you know, they're recorded. They've been recorded pushing some kid into the locker or taunting them, you know, doing what bullies do. They could have it on video, say, watch this video, please. And then have like a website, bigbully.com, you know, have a profile, you know, Jonathan or Tori or whoever is bullying, just have their photograph and then the fact that they're a bully. That way if they get transferred to another school, they can just go on that website. Call it bully registry, you know, something like that. A bully registry. Thank you for the like. I think that would really, because everyone I think would be afraid after that. They'd be afraid of being caught, being a bully, and everybody knowing about it for the rest of their life, you know, or at least until they graduate, if they graduate, you know, because it shows their priorities. Hey, you're somebody I haven't seen in a while. Good day. Welcome back. Welcome back to the fold. Yeah, I think, yeah, check out edmund.culver, and you can also, there's a pin. You can get a free pin. You just pay shipping. This is a self-defense weapon. You can see tutorials how to use this. It can be a window breaker and a self-defense weapon. And you can get it free. You just pay shipping. on my Facebook page. Edmund.culver with an O. Edmund with an O. Not with a U. Edmund with an O. Edmund.culver. And you'll see the donation link, and you will see the link to the website where you can get a pin. It's a tactical pen, and it's good to carry with you. Nobody knows it's a weapon, and it's good for close quarters, getting out of chokeholds, getting out of wrist grabs, bear hugs, things like that. Again, you can watch tutorials how to use a tactical pen, and you'll get it free because Eddie loves you. You'll get it free because Eddie loves you. Eddie wants you to be protected. Welcome to Eddie's Fun House, a fun house of the mind. Yeah, I'm going to do this too, only it's going to be in my front yard. It's going to be in my front yard. When people walk by, they'll see my table. They'll see me with 2 chairs. I might interview a few people. Some of the kids that walk by, I can ask them if they have been bullied. Ask them what they do in their schools. When someone decides to be a bully, what's their plan? What's their game plan? I think that'd be interesting, Hear it from students, Students can walk by and I can invite them to sit with me and talk about what they're doing about bullies, what they're telling them to do. What I really like is this, you cross your thumb and you put your fingers over. That's a distress signal. So you don't have to shout, you don't have to say, hey, this guy's picking on me. You just go like this, and you go like this, and then you point at the person who's messing with you. And then everyone will know what's going on, Everyone. That's something we can do. I can do that by raising awareness for this stuff. Raise awareness. Because I think it's being ignored. Nobody wants to admit that there's bullies in their school. Nobody wants to admit that they're being bullied. And when they go to the principal, when they go to their teacher and talk about being bullied, the principal or the teacher don't seem to do much. They don't seem to do anything. It's sad that it gets to a point where a kid has to kill themselves. They think of committing suicide at such a young age because they just want to live, So that's what I plan to do. My plan is to educate, find out what the laws are, do like Google's, what's the laws in your state, in your county. Because I feel like you can always protect yourself. That's what I've heard a police officer say, you can always protect yourself. You can always defend yourself. But then don't use excessive force. Use reasonable force. That's what they say. Reasonable force. Always have witnesses that can protect their anonymity, Have a way that they can report things and not be noticed or recognized. Because then the bully will pick on them. Oh, you told on me. I heard you told on me, And if you just go like this and like this, and then point at the person who's bullying you, everybody will know, because they're all educated, see? It's like the collective consciousness. They'll all know, okay, this guy's a bully, this is what he's up to. And if the teachers don't do anything, they should be held accountable. They should be held accountable for negligence. It's basically negligence. They're not doing any due diligence to stop a threat. Like at work, hostile work environment. They should have hostile school environment. Hostile school environment, There should be laws passed. If someone is creating We used to, in Hawaii, they had no disparaging remarks. That was one of the rules of school, no disparaging remarks. You can't even say anything to someone that's disparaging. I just remember that. They kept telling us that, no disparaging remarks. And then I learned what disparaging meant, you know, no disparaging remarks, which is a form of bullying, you know, telling someone they're stupid, ugly, fat, whatever. You should just be able to go to school and breathe clean air, free air, and interact with other students, make friends, make connections. I think that's what it is, education. And I can work on education, have some signals you can give so that you're not, so your cover isn't blown, you know. Everybody, if you see something, say something. And don't be afraid. It wouldn't be the principal even. There could just be a head of security, you know. The bully patrol would have a chain of command. Vote someone to be the head bully patroller or something like that. The head patroller. And then they just report things to the head patroller. And then they just keep an eye out. They have their little body cams. You can go on Amazon. Go on Amazon, and I have a pair of sunglasses that has a camera in it. And it's cool. It's got this mini SD card. You just charge it up and put the mini SD card in it. And you can walk around with these sunglasses on. And you can record audio and video. Yeah, check it out on Amazon. Prices may vary. Then you're just seen as a guy wearing sunglasses. Hey, this guy's wearing sunglasses. And they can just walk up and down the hallways. And people behave differently when they don't think they're being watched. They behave differently. They're not on their best behavior when they don't think they're being watched. Then you could just look at them. They think you're just wearing sunglasses. You take out your SD card, and you can probably plug it into your pad or your phone. Some pads and phones have a mini SD port, you know. That's another thing I can educate people about. Go on Amazon. This Christmas or birthday, ask your daddy to buy you a pair of glasses with cameras in them. Also regular, like if you're indoors, they have these regular glasses that have a camera mounted or a camera built in. Yeah, that's a good idea. Go to Amazon, get yourself a pair of glasses with a camera built in. You could be sitting in school while somebody is harassing someone, while somebody's punching somebody, and record the whole thing. That way they can't say, my son would never do that. My daughter would never do that. Because some parents are sticking up for their kids. Some parents are sticking up for their kids. And they're getting into trouble because they're tired of a bully. This kid was bullying his daughter. A boy was bullying his daughter. I think it happened in Australia. A guy was fingered, you know, he was pointed out. He was picking on his daughter, and he showed up, and he was a tough guy, and he got pissed. But he got in trouble. He got in trouble because he said, don't mess with my daughter, you know. The guy should be awarded, you know, sticking up for his daughter. I don't know. Can you tell I don't like bullying? Can you just tell? I think it's a good cause, you know. Get some donations together and start talking to local law enforcement. Start talking to security. Because some schools, I don't think they could afford a medal. That's right. Get him a medal. for sticking up for his daughter. Have it federally issued, like a Purple Heart or a Valor, have the president come over and just award the guy. Have the yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, get with local law enforcement or in security companies. You know, again, some schools couldn't afford security. It's just not in the budget. And then what I can do with the funds raised is hire a security company to show up and wand people, because people do bring weapons to school. People walk on campus with weapons, and if you have a guy, just have a sign out there saying, by walking onto these premises, you are agreeing to be wanded. You know, that way it's not discriminating. They're not zeroing, what do they call that? Singling out anybody. They're not singling out anyone. Have a big sign that says, if you walk on these premises, you're agreeing to be wanded. And watch how many people don't come onto the premises who are carrying guns. Watch how many people don't, it would prevent a lot of shootings, I think. That should be a law also, a federal law. Anyone walking on school property or state, it's usually schools are state funded. Schools are state funded. So it'd be like a state law. If you walk onto the premises, you must be wanded, in case you're concealing a weapon, your backpack should be subjected to wanding or x-ray. And I could work on that too, if the school doesn't have the budget for an x-ray machine. I know these are big words, but it's an idea, Say, hey, can your school afford an x-ray machine, like at the airport? Every kid that comes on the property with a backpack should be forced to put their backpack through the x-ray machine. But then again, people bypass stuff like that. People know, they can look online and find out how to bypass. But 9 times out of 10, it could be caught. Some kid walks up with a backpack, puts it through the x-ray machine, and there's a pistol in there, or a knife, or something that could be used to harm someone. These are just ideas, Bully patrol. That'd be cool if I do well enough with this fundraiser that I can just think of how many lives would be saved, because there wouldn't be any school shootings. A lot of people would be discouraged, because crime prevention is all about discouraging. If you can discourage someone from committing a crime, you're on the right track. Just discourage people from committing crimes by saying, guess what? We're going to look at your back. We're going to run your backpack through an x-ray machine. And if you don't have anything to hide, you don't have anything to worry about. You got nothing to worry about if you got nothing to hide. And then people will be more careful what they put in their backpack. Paraphernalia, smoking in the boys' room, And then it would be doable, Because what, you just pay for the x-ray machine and then maintain it. Or just I think schools have metal detectors. I think malls do. You go through the metal detector, you get wanded, and then you're free to go if you're not carrying a weapon. That would be a double thing, You'd be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Then you're taking care of a bully problem, and you're taking care of a weapon problem. And then the school would be a safe place to be, you know. I don't know why no one else is it seems no one else is thinking about this. It seems because that's terrifying. You're being bullied, you go to your teacher and because and you point out the bully and the teacher does nothing about it. So then you've got the backlash, you've got the retaliation, you've made a problem worse for yourself. So then you don't say anything because you don't want to make it worse. And then people snap, you know. If they don't commit suicide, they snap, you know, because they've been pushed to the point where they can't take it anymore. Then you got a person who smuggles a pistol onto the property, onto the premises. Then you got a postal situation. I like that. I keep saying an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. If you could prevent someone from taking a pistol onto school property, or a rifle, or multiple rifles onto school property, then you've done God's work. You've done God's work. I don't know. I feel very passionate about this because it's hell. It's hell when you're being bullied and you're afraid to say something because of the backlash, because of the retaliation. Because bullies don't always work alone. Bullies have a group of bullies. And that's even more cowardly. First of all, the guy is 2 times bigger, twice the size of the person he's bullying, or twice the size of the person she's bullying. They also have friends that like to bully. I don't know. Something needs to be done. And it's, anyways. Maybe if I talk long and loud enough about it, something will be done. If I can save some kids from killing themselves, if I can save some kids from dreading going to school, just dreading and to the point where they're puking, to the point where they're shaking when they step onto school property, if I can save a couple of kids from that, then I've done my job. Get some lawyers involved so I know what and how to handle, what to do and how to do it. Let me know if you're with me on, if you agree or disagree. I don't know, maybe there's not much being done about bullying. Not much at all. Some kids are bullied because of the way they were born, because they're not big enough to fight off a bully. I keep thinking about Bully Beatdown. Remember Bully Beatdown? G'day! Oh, you're still here. Thank you for being here. Do what thou will, harm ye none. Yeah, yeah, and that's why you need to get lawyers. You need to get law enforcement. You need to know or alert law enforcement. But then law enforcement has their hands tied. Most of the time, when people report a crime, the cops can't do anything. The cops can do nothing. Someone breaks into a house, the cops can't really do anything. So then we need to find out, how do we handle this? Yeah, it was cool watching bullies get their comeuppance, you know, from real fighters, real MMA fighters. You know, they all talk a good game. They all like to make life horrible for other people. Let me see how, is this charging still? Yes, it is. I'm having some difficulty. It's like somebody's got to stand up for these kids. Somebody's got to stand up for them. They can't stand up for themselves. They can't do much. So they need some allies. You know, if we could just be an ally, like me, you know, in school, I stood up to a bully one time. I watched this bully go to work on a kid, you know. He was bigger than he was. This bully was bigger and older than the one he was messing with. And I said, let's go outside. And I did my part, you know. I did something as a student, as a fellow student, watching another student get messed with by a guy who was bigger than he was. And it's just like, dude, this guy, just because you can doesn't mean you should, you know. And it made me upset and mad. I just said, hey, come outside here. You know, you want to, because I was about his size, you know. Kudos, that's right. I went out there and did some, you know, I stopped him from wrestling me. He was a wrestler, and he was able to wrestle other people to the ground and pin them. That's what he would do. He'd wrestle people to the ground and pin them. And he couldn't pin me. He couldn't get me to the ground. It was kind of funny because that was his thing, you know. So I go just wrestle you to the ground and pin you there, and basically like a slap fight, you know, nothing real serious. But I don't think he messed with that kid anymore. My brother, the same thing. My brother was a maintenance guy in an apartment complex, and he confronted a guy and said he had to leave, you know. And the guy punched him in front of his friends. He punched my brother in front of his friends. And my brother went inside the house. And then I saw him a couple of days later. Yeah, couldn't that be nice? Teach them all to fight together, you know. You mess with one of us, you got to mess with all of us. You can't block all these fists coming in, you know. You can't block all these fists and kicks, you know. You might be able to block some of us, but get ready. It's like being attacked by the seven dwarves, you know. Have them all just kick the crap. But yeah, I saw this guy and I said, is that the guy? He was standing at a bus stop, the guy, standing by himself at a bus stop. And I said, is that him? And I went over there and we scuffled a little bit. I said, you punched my brother? I think that's what it is. We need to stick up for each other. You know, there's a certain gratification you get when you stick up for your brother, or when you stick up for a guy who's being picked on by a guy who's twice his size. That's what pissed me off the most. The guy was twice his size. He was in wood shop. I remember this. The guy was in wood shop and he started messing with this kid that was half the size of him. That's right, the seven dwarf jump. That sounds like a kung fu movie. Beware of the seven dwarf jump. Like the 5-finger death punch or whatever they call that. The one with Dave Carradine. That's how Dave Carradine's character. Bill, that's how Bill died. 5-finger death punch or something like that. There's a group called 5-finger death punch. I really believe in that. You know, if a kid should feel safe, a kid should not dread going to school, because he has to go to school. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The kid has to go to school. And it's like the fear, causing him to want to have to puke, you know. He gets and he feels sick because he knows he's going to get bullied, or she's going to get bullied. That could be used against a bully. You better not say nothing. I'm going to beat your ass and you better not say nothing. I'm going to give you a wedgie and you better not say nothing. That could be used if you see a bully and you happen to know a thing or two about a thing or two, how to kick some ass. You could use that against him because then he'll be known as a snitch. What, you told the teacher that I kicked your ass, you know? But you didn't hear that from me. I don't want to get, anyways. It's a good idea, don't you think? You see some guy getting bullied and you know you can take him. You see a bully doing his thing and you know you can take him. You just walk up and say, I dare you to touch him again. I dare you. I think that's what it is courage. What makes a muskrat guards is musk. Courage. I'm feeling a little good about, I'm feeling happy now to know that. If you see someone being bullied and you know you can take the bully, or get some of your friends together, get some of your buddies together and say, hey, we got to take down this bully. And then you just walk up to him. You got your friends around you. You say, if you touch him again, we're all going to kick your ass. And then watch his countenance, watch his attitude change. Watch it. Just watch him melt. Watch him poop a little bit, Watch for wetness. You know what? That's making me, that makes me give an evil grin. That causes me to have an evil grin. You're in school, you see somebody picking on somebody smaller than him, picking on a girl who's, just because she's, looks different. Wouldn't that make you feel good? You just walk up to somebody and say, touch him again, and see what happens. Then you look like the coolest kid, Walk up and say, hey, touch him again. You ever watch The Wanderers? There was a movie called The Wanderers. The guy said something to a group of baldies. They were called the baldies. Called them pricks with ears or something like that. And he was being chased by all the baldies. And then this tough guy steps out and says, leave the kid alone. And he had a toothpick in his mouth, looking all cool. Leave the kid alone. And he just kicks the crap out of those baldies. All of them. And it was like a standoff after that. After he just starts pounding them. Pounding with like tender meat. Leave the kid alone. Then you'd be like a hero. Could you imagine this kid that you stuck up for? You see him like after graduation. And he becomes a judge or something. He becomes like a millionaire. And he goes, hey, aren't you the guy that stuck up for me in school? Leave the kid alone. That's in my movie playlist. My movie playlist, there's the movie The Wanderers. You'd have to scroll down a bit. It's for mature audiences, of course. Leave the kid alone. That was my favorite part of the movie. This little guy, he was being chased by a whole gang. And that one dude just starts kicking the crap out of him. You could do it in front of people too, The guy's standing there next to his locker. While people are walking by, you walk up and say, touch him again. See what happens. That kid would be so happy. You say, wow, this guy stuck up for me. I'm going to bake him some cookies, Anyway, in my description, if you want to support my cause, there's a donation link. I'll have to get rid of some of my links. I want to be clean. Die clean, white man from town. Remember Thinner? That movie Thinner? Die clean, white man from town. Die clean. He had a pie. He had baked the curse into a pie. And then he had to, I think his wife ate the pie or something like that. That's a good movie. Stephen King inspired. Stephen King wrote the, no, it was called Thinner. That's right. A guy hit somebody's wife, and he happened to be a gypsy who knew how to place a good curse. Die clean, white men from town. Let me know if this resonates with you, you know. You want to stop bullies. I could see how, yeah, just have a sit down with law enforcement, with some lawyers. I'd have to pay retainers, though, for the lawyers. You ever watch Jaws? They called the shark Oscar. Steven Spielberg, his lawyer, he named the shark after his lawyer, Oscar. It was funny, the shark, yeah, the robot shark that they used in Jaws. Called him Oscar. Universal Studios is a good place to go. Universal Studios. I saw the Jaws exhibit before it became the Harry Potter. They have a tribute to the Jaws. You see the Shrunken Heads singing the Jaws song? I'm tired and I want to go to bed. That one. If you ever go to Universal Studios, you can listen to the Shrunken Heads, not the Drunken Heads. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you. I have one person. Somebody's watching these videos. I can see the count, you know, the views, how many views I get. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. A fundraiser. I have a folding table. I'll sit out there with a folding table with a red tablecloth. I'll have some things for sale for a donation. You can have one of these for a donation. And once the word gets out, it might pick up some momentum. I waited too long for my popcorn. It's cold now. Cold popcorn. So I guess I'll just wait for some people to join. We'll get the word out. We want to stop bullies. That would be cool. I can get with LegalZoom. LegalZoom, you know, they handle cases, I guess. They can put me in touch with some attorneys in case someone needs to be represented. If they want to sue their bully. That would probably stop bullying also. If you could sue, your bully causes you injury, you just show up with a neck brace. Yeah, if your bully injured you, we'll get an attorney on your side. If your bully gives you a boo-boo, we'll get an attorney on your side. I think I'm asking way too much because there's probably a lot of people being bullied. That would be a busy attorney. Get some lawyers on retainer. But you better not cry wolf. That's going to cost you. If you're lying about being bullied, then you pay the attorney fees. You better not lie. We're going to help you, but you better not lie. I've been noticing a lot of eagles and hawks flying over my head. That might be a sign. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes and I am happy now living without you. I saw the sign. Oh, I'm going to, the solar eclipse. April the 8th. I'm going to be here for the solar eclipse. It'll be at 11:07. They say the next solar eclipse won't be until 2044. So it'll be kind of an event. I'll be sitting out here. You can bring your snacks and watch the sky turn dark. I think 2017 was the last one. I came here 2017 and I watched the sky turn dark. It was so cool and creepy. And I'll be having a full moon show the 24th of this month. The 24th of this month will be the full moon show. We can celebrate the full moon. Watch me turn into a werewolf. I hope you're all snacking with me. You know, get out your potato chips. Get out your Funyuns. Funyuns. I think in the UK they banned Mountain Dew. I heard that from one of my subscribers. There was an embargo put on certain products. Mountain Dew was one of them. Who run Bartertown? Who run Bartertown? Embargo lifted. Master Blaster runs Bartertown. Who run Bartertown? I'm going to call my brother up and say that. That'd be funny. I could sit here and call people and talk to them. My Aunt Janet. I talked to my Aunt Janet today. I think she'll be joining for the solar eclipse. The moon will pass over the sun and it will get dark for a bit. That's the planets, baby. It's another beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day. Don't let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Well, I have one person. So be sure to get your tactical pen. It's free with shipping, of course. Nothing is ever free. But you'll have your badass tactical pen. It has a window breaker built in, just in case you need to break a window. To rescue a puppy. Rescue a puppy from a hot car. Rescue a baby from a hot car. Babies get left in cars. That's terrible. How can you forget a baby? How can you forget a baby? Babies need lots of attention. Maybe they do it deliberately. Oh, I'm going to forget this baby. They want that peace and quiet. But don't lock them in a car. Leave them with the babysitter. I'm sure Grandma would love to take care of that baby. Grandma just loves the little cheeky. If you're going to go to the grocery store and be there for a couple of hours, Leave your baby with grandma. They like the company. Or take the baby in the store with you. I'm a baby advocate. I am a baby activist. Do not leave your baby in the car. It's 100 degrees in there. Or your toddler. People leave their kids in the car. I saw this one time. I stood there because these kids were sitting in the car by themselves. So I just stood there and kept watch. And then I finally saw the mother. The mother finally came out of the restaurant. And it's like, you're going to leave your kids sitting here? What horrible, that's a horrible thing. That's a horrible thing to do. You want your kids to be safe, don't you? That's what I did. I keep talking about my hero-like behavior. I just remember that I saw these kids sitting in a car. They were cheerful and happy. I go, where's the adult who's supposed to be watching these kids? So I just kind of stood in the distance, made sure that nobody came by. Then I said, and then I saw the mom walking up, and I go, ah! And then I went about my merry way. It made me feel so much better knowing that mommy was on her way to the car. Mommy. What was that? What did Brandon Lee say? Mother is the name of God on the lips and hearts of little children. I think that's in Crow, in the Crow. Mother is the name of God on the lips and hearts of all the children. Or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. He also said, is that gas I smell? Is that gasoline I smell? Who's seen The Crow? Who's seen The Crow? Put it in the comments. What are you eating? I'm eating popcorn. What are you eating? I got messy hair. I was wearing my hat and it messed up my hair. That's one thing I noticed. Nobody ever tells you your hair is messy. No one ever tells you your hair is messy. They just accept you until you look in the mirror and realize your hair is messy. I look like a maniac. Nobody said anything. Or if you got like dirt on your face, nobody says anything when you have dirt on your face. Or a mark, you were painting and you did one of these and you got paint on your face. Nobody says anything. You're at a restaurant, you're having lunch at a restaurant. They take your order and everything, and then you go to the bathroom, you look in the mirror, you say, I had a mark on my face this whole time. A mark? I had a mark on my face this whole time. I'm not eating in front of you. I'm eating with you, hopefully. It's so rude to eat in front of somebody. Unless they have a snack. I gotta do something. I can't, I'm just waiting for people to chat with. Touch him again. Touch him again and see what happens. You could say it like that too. You see a guy being bullied. You walk up to the bully and say, touch him again, see what happens. I'll break your kneecaps. Touch him again and I'll rearrange your face. That's what they used to say in the 50s. I'm going to rearrange your face. I'll turn your nose upside down so when it rains you'll drown. Remember Happy Days? Yeah, I'll rearrange your face. Touch him again and you'll have to stand on your head to shit. Get all tough. You gotta get your tough voice down. Stand in front of the mirror and talk with your do your tough talk. That's what you can do with your mom. Practice your tough talk. Hey mom, hand me the ketchup. Hey mom, let me get the door for you. Yeah, work on your tough talk. Do your tough talk. Hey mom, let's have a little tough talk. Uh-oh. Oh, that I've never heard a crow do that before. We got crows around here. Welcome to Tough Talk. I'm your host, Ed. How you doing? That could be one of my things, when I do a stream. Welcome to Tough Talk. This is Ed. How you doing? I am one with nature. Touch him again, and I'll rearrange your face. The funniest one I heard was, you ain't gonna shit right for a week. Do it again, and you ain't gonna shit right for a week. Here I am. Here I am. Instead of it gets better, I should change it to here I am. That's what I can do when I'm up front here, is encourage people to do their tough talk. Get some, because there's some senior citizens that live here. Let me hear your tough talk. I'm gonna break your face. Do it again and I'll break your face. Do it again and you won't be able to point that finger. That's what I can do. They're like, let me see your war face. Let me hear your war cry. All I can do is hope. Maybe I should do that. Share my videos with some family members. Just in case you missed it. Especially those who don't see me very often. My brother lives in Kathleen, Georgia, which is like 3 hours away. 3 hours from here. I say, hey, Robert, you want to watch me on YouTube?
Time.
Robert the Bruce. He's Robert the Bruce. Hey, Robert, you want to watch me? You want to watch me eat popcorn? You got nothing better to do? You can watch me eat popcorn. Welcome to Tough Talk. I'm your host, Ed. How you doing? And that'll be the whole thing. We just talk tough to each other. So when you gonna take your boat out, huh? When you gonna take your boat out on the lake? We can go get some gasoline. Did you get your boat working? That's good. Wanna go watch a puppet show? That sounds real tough. It sounds tough if you say it tough. Hey, hey friend, you wanna go watch a puppet show? Let's go down to Baskin and Robbins and get an ice cream. Let's put on some leather pants. Let's put on some leather pants and go to the carnival. We'll have to wait for a cold day. What the hell? Why are they yelling? You don't need to yell. You don't need to yell. It's Wednesday. I can do it like a multiple personality. Like I have two different personalities. I can like put a hat on for one of the characters. Put a hat on and some glasses. Put some glasses on. Put a hat on and some glasses. And start talking tough. Hey, how much for the fanny pack? It sounds different when you talk tough. Hey, throw in a couple of those lollipops. Let's sit out in the front yard and play patty cake. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to work on getting some guests. Just passers-by. Some people want to sit here and talk. Let's sit over here and talk. Welcome to Tough Talk. We'll see who can crack a smile, who can hold off a smile or breaking character. We can break. I'll sit next to somebody. We'll have to do it the horizontal screen so we can both sit in the same screen. I want to see if I can get Azura Dragon Feather. I invited her to be a guest on my show. I want to see if I think she'd be a cool guest to have. She can answer some questions about, she's a practitioner, a draconian witch, yeah. I think she'd be a cool guest. If anyone knows Azura Dragonfeather, tell her she's more than welcome to join me for a stream. That way she could plug her channel. like she needs my help. So April the 8th is going to be the solar eclipse. I'm going to make sure I rush out here at like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It'll be Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to come out here at 10 o'clock in the morning. That way we could sit an hour or so, maybe 10 or 10:30. I'll come out here 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning, and we will witness the solar eclipse. We will watch it with awe and wonder. Awe and wonder at the wonders of creation. I'm glad I brought a napkin with me, because this butter gets all over my hands. I got butter on my hand now. I gotta wipe it off. My mom is doing good. She's gonna have a something to help her blood flow. She had a plaque blockage, so we're gonna bring her right here to this hospital in Hiram, a hospital in Hiram. I might do a stream from the hospital. That's what I can do. My brother and I, or is it my brother and me? Yeah, my brother and I are going to be going with her to the hospital so she can have a procedure to handle the blockage. And what I can do while we're waiting for her to finish the procedure, and I can sit there with my brother and we can chat. I can bring my tripod. I can bring my phone. I can bring my battery pack and my bag of tricks, and we can do a stream while we wait for my mother to be operated on. We can kill some time. Maybe do a little tough talk, you know. You get to watch me make my brother laugh. I can make my brother laugh sometimes. He does a really good Herbert the Pervert. You ever seen Herbert the Pervert on Family Guy? He does a really good, he does the whistle and everything. Herbert the Pervert? Hey little boy, come down into my basement, I have some popsicles. And then I can do Stewie Griffin. And Peter Griffin. I need to work on Peter Griffin. I don't quite sound like him. I like Peter Griffin. And his wife, Lois. There was a cosplay girl that dressed up like Lois from Family Guy. Oh, there's this girl who does cosplay. I'm going to see if I can find her video and put it on. She does Wonder Woman, and she looks really good. Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman! You're a Wonder Woman! Not the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. The new one. I'm almost out of popcorn. It's not fattening, it's filling. Try to take a drink. You know what I can do? My brother has a pool. Maybe for my birthday. That's what I can do for my birthday. Go to my brother's house and have a pool party. And I can do a live stream. So we can all pool party together. June the 18th. That's what I can do. June the 18th. We'd have to go all the way out to Kathleen, Georgia. Hey, Robert, can we swim in your pool? I'll bring my phone. I'll do a live stream. We can chill by the poolside. Then I can have happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eddie. Happy birthday to you. Wow, those flies are very acrobatic. No, bees. There are bees flying around here. Carpenter bees. Look up carpenter bees. We have those here in Georgia. Carpenter bees. They actually burrow into the wood. Prayers and testimonies. That's what we can do. Prayers and testimonies. If you have something you want to pray about, put it in the comments. And then after we pray, we'll wait for your answer. And then you can put in the comments the answer to your prayer. They say it's very effective when a lot of people pray together. Very effective. We can witness the power of prayer. Witness the power of prayer. I don't have any dirt on my face. There's no dirt on my face. Please leave me a like. Please leave me a like. Please give me a like. I have one like. I don't like that when I have only one like. We're doing this together. We're having a stream. You are caught in my stream. We're crossing streams. That's how they bust ghosts. They bust ghosts by crossing streams. Whoever says I ain't afraid of no ghosts has probably never seen a ghost. A lot of more people are coming out now and saying, you know, they're talking about their supernatural experiences, ghosts and such. Hey, hey, hey. Little Nell. Remember Little Nell from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? She played Columbia. She played Columbia, Little Nell. Let's do the time warp again. That dog is real pissed. You hear that dog? Doggy crossing. I want to see how many angel coins I can sell. I have these angel coins that I got on eBay. All I want is a donation. What I'll do is I'll save 50% for the taxes. I think it's 22% if you make 40 grand a year. That's just on the federal level. Then you got your state and local taxes. Not one kernel is wasted. I contribute to the environment with my popcorn kernels. I can't wait till I get sponsors. I seem to be just a natural advertiser. I just naturally advertise. Well, it's been an hour. It's been an hour and there's still some power. It's been an hour and there's still some power. I love my pineapple drink mix. It's just more sugar. Insulin converts sugar into energy, and when you become insulin resistant, the sugar stays in your body and it's dangerous. I believe that's what diabetes is. The diabetes seems to go away if you lose weight, because it's the fat in your body that blocks the energy, or it blocks the sugar, it blocks the insulin. So the sugar can't be converted into energy. So then you need to take in insulin, which is counterproductive because on top of being insulin resistant, you're giving yourself more insulin. A lot of people got their diabetes under control when they lose weight. My mom was the same. She's got type 2. The way I lost weight was when fasting. If you fast at least lunch, like small snacks throughout the day, so you don't, feel that hunger, then your body starts to metabolize. Your body metabolizes at a certain rate, and when you take in more than you can metabolize, your body starts storing that, and it becomes fatty tissue. So if you fast, then you're slowing down enough for your metabolism. And when you slow down enough to where your metabolism can do its job, you metabolize. And then you start burning the fat. That's what I did. I was a fat boy. I was a fat boy. Fat boy, wait till tomorrow. Fat boy. I was a fat boy. And then I started to fast, at least lunch, and then have a sensible dinner, have a good breakfast, and then your metabolism starts working. Because a lot of people eat more than their metabolism can handle, so it becomes fat. Then when you exercise, you're burning calories, and you're working on your cardiovascular system. You're doing your cardio. You're burning calories. Then you have to monitor your calories. You know, a 15-minute, 40 calories for every 15-minute workout or something like that. I learned that from cardiac rehab. Cardiac rehab. I think it was 48 calories or something like that for a 15-minute jog, you know, on the treadmill or the pedal bike. The pedal bike. They had me hooked up to all these monitors, which hurt like hell because the chest hairs. Ah, Kelly Clarkson. You know, like every day you stick these monitors, these electrodes to your chest, but then you have to pull them off, and it's sticky, and it takes hairs with it. I sacrificed a lot of hairs. I sacrificed a lot of hairs. I would look at the sticky tape, and I'd see my thick black hairs on it. I know it's too much information, and I'm sorry, but I have to share it with somebody. That's a robin. I was listening to a recording of a robin, the American robin. And now I'm pretty sure I can identify a robin. They only sing when they're in the tree. I noticed that. When I see robins, they're so quiet when they're running around on the ground. But when they take to the trees, that's when they start chirping. That is when you will never see a bird. You'll never see a robin sing when it's on the ground. When it's on the ground. When the robin is on the ground. And then you can see a squirrel. You might see a squirrel on the ground. On the ground. On the ground. You might see a squirrel on the ground. I just hope I'm as much fun as I think I am. Pin. Remember, pin. In the description. You have to scroll down. I think all the way at the bottom. You scroll down in the description. You'll get a pin. You'll see a pin. It's a tactical pin, and it will get someone off of you. I call it an equalizer. It's an equalizer, especially when someone has you in a bear hug. When someone has you in a bear hug, get you in a bear hug. When someone has you in a bear hug, you can just stab them in the leg with your tactical pen, or headlocks even. You reach around and you get them behind the ear with this. If they got you in a headlock, you can also get them in the leg. If someone has you in a headlock and you have your tactical pen, you can stab them in the legs and they will let go of you. And you you can place your thumb at the end like this and stab away. Stab your way to freedom. I'd like to do some tutorials. Have somebody hold the phone, have somebody hold my phone, and then have somebody help me do a demonstration. How you can break yourself free from a headlock using the tactical pen. So check it out. In the description, you scroll down past Eddie's movie playlist. Oh, I need my toothpick, but it's in my wallet. Have you seen that video? There's a guy flicking toothpicks, and they stick into cardboard. He takes the toothpick like this, and he flicks it, and it sticks into cardboard. Use it like a poison dot. You can use it like a poison dot. Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc is the guy who did all the voices for the Looney Tunes. For the Looney Tunes characters. Bugs Bunny and Tweety Bird and all that. Yosemite Sam. One guy did all those voices. Mel Blanc. His name is Mel Blanc. That was what we watched when I was a youngster. I watched the Warner Brothers cartoons. Overture, dim the lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. Who knows what heights we'll hit? On with the show, this is it. What a maroon. What an ignoramus. What's up, Doc? Bugsy Bunny. That's what he was called. Bugsy Bunny before, and then he just got Bugs Bunny. He was named after a guy named Bugsy. On with the show, this is it. Overture, dim the lights. No rehearsing the part. We know every part by heart. I'm so lonely, lonely inside me alone. Well, I'm getting some regular visitors. I just need to get the funding going so I can keep doing this. I can't live on nothing. I can't live on nothing. I can't live on nothing. Check out Kingdom of Pets. Kingdom of Pets is also in the description. That's how I make my money. Go to Kingdom of Pets and learn from Kingdom of Pets. Yahoo! If you go to Kingdom of Pets, I'll throw in a Yahoo. Yahoo! Yahoo! Let me see. Yeah. I hate when batteries corrode. When batteries corrode. Sounds like it's running low on battery power. When it slows down like that, I need to charge up the power. I used to have a lot of buttons. I had to give up a lot of my good stuff when I moved here from California. I was doing pretty well in California until that fateful day. Well, I'm done with this. I'm Ed, and I'm a comedian. I'm not a professional comedian. I been married? No. I don't think I could handle it. It's all about marrying the right person. Sometimes marriage gets better, and sometimes marriage goes the other way. It gets very bad. See, that's why divorces cost so much money, because they're worth it. Why do divorces cost so much money? Because they're worth it. I don't know. When I was young, I used to, oh, I can't wait till I get married. And then I watched the horror shows. I watched my brother get married and married 3 times. He got married 3 times. The third time it stuck. I think my thing is I'm bullshit intolerant. I have an intolerance. Yeah, I'm bullshit intolerant. And I see there's a lot of bullshit, especially the dating, the whole dating process. And then after, a lot of guys are just choosing to not be married. I think it saved me because I don't handle things very well. I don't handle a lot of stuff. So I think the best thing to do for me is avoid marriage at all costs. And you know what? My life is a lot less stressful. A lot less stressful. Because I watch people, happy wife, happy life kind of stuff. I think if you can tolerate arguments, if you can tolerate silent treatment, and we pretend like we don't like it, isn't that Kill Bill 2? They give us a silent treatment, and we pretend we don't like it. My heart's not broken, it's pulverized. My heart isn't broken, it's pulverized. Elmer's glue looks at it and says, holy shit. Not Elmer's, crazy glue. You couldn't repair my heart with crazy glue. I think that's funny. My heart isn't broken, it's pulverized. It's like there aren't pieces big enough to glue together. They aren't my heart's in pieces that aren't big enough to glue together. I could do that with Dale Drivel's voice. The pieces of my heart are so small they couldn't be glued together. I like Dale Drivel. Dale. Hey Hank. I gotta listen to his voice before I could mimic it. I've been told I'm a good mimic. I can sound like... It's been a while since I've heard Dale Gribble. But you know what? It's too late in life. I'm 55 years old. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle even growing up, even all my adult life. I just kept meeting the wrong women. The wrong women. Oh well. I don't blame them, because I look at myself and I say, no wonder they ran the other way. First they ran to me, now they run from me. They can see me a mile away. This guy is a piece of work. I think it's because I'm a Gemini. When when girls play hard to get, the Gemini looks at that as it's their loss. Geminis aren't chasers. Geminis are not chasers. Either it works or it doesn't work, you know. And all that effort that goes into, you know, the hard to get crap. That's what I read about the Gemini sign. They don't, whenever somebody plays hard to get, they just say it's their loss. I think that's what it is. It's like, I don't know. Girls just, I don't know. That's what I'm going to leave it at that. Don't figure it out. Don't try to figure it out. I'm not one of those quarrelers. I don't like quarrels. I don't like this, the little hisses, the sighs and hisses. I don't like the sighs, the hisses. The silent treatment, being put in the doghouse. That could be it too, you know. Not everyone is meant to be married. Some people it's like it happens, you know. People they everything is in order for some people, you know. They go to school, they graduate, they go to college, they get a career that lasts throughout the rest of their life, then they retire. Somewhere between getting starting their career and retiring, they get married. Everything is in order. It's like bam, 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 bam. They get they graduate from high school, they get married, they start their career, they retire and they have a pension, and then they die. Some of us are just like that Doors song, Riders in the Storm. Riders on the storm. I think it's Riders on the Storm or something like that. Into this world we're thrown like a dog without a home. Riders on the storm. And that's what I am. I'm a rider on the storm. I was born, and it's like everything is just seems to just be happening. No matter what effort I put into things, I'm a hard, dedicated person, hard worker, dedicated person. I'm always busy doing something. And it's like I feel sorry for those people who go to college. They go to college to learn a skill, a trade, you know. They major in something. And then the job they get, it wasn't what they trained for. He went to school to be a journalist, and he wound up mixing paint at Lumberjack. He was in the paint department at Lumberjack. And it's like, how does that happen? Guys, like me, investigative techniques. I took this course, investigative techniques, and then I wound up working at an auto parts distributor. I just pulled parts off of shelves, put them into boxes. I know, college. It's a good way to make money. I should have opened a college. And all you have to do is get together some professors. I know, it's like a two-edged sword or a double-bitted axe. It swings both ways. Doesn't matter which way it swings. Again, it's like that. You know, there are no guarantees. There are no guarantees. You could spend all that time in college. You can, like me, I was a maintenance guy for 17 years. I was a maintenance guy for 17 years. And I thought I was set for life. I had my apartment. I had my car paid off, all that stuff, all the bells and whistles, and then suddenly when you lose your job, you just wake up one morning and they say, uh, you don't have a job anymore. You got to move across country to, thank God my mother took me in. It's like, nobody else would take me in. It was like, and then I got myself I started doing fundraising, and that didn't work. And then I started my job at Food Depot, working at the supermarket, earning some money. And they were paying me less than my previous job. And it's like, it's harder to bounce back. I used to be able to bounce back, I had a good track record. I'd never been fired from a job. I've always moved to another job. I didn't like working in a warehouse, so I did some shelf stocking. Anyone that would hire me, it wasn't a matter of choosing my job. It was a matter of whoever was hiring. And I just fall into these jobs that I couldn't really pick. I'd apply all over the place, and somebody would call and say, "Can you start?" And I'd go, "Yep, I can start." And I like those people who can choose their job. They choose their job and they love it. Like my brother, he's been working at his job, and he's still working there, and he likes it. That's not really work. I like that idea. If you like your job, you don't work a day in your life. It's like, hey, I'm getting paid. I do this and I get paid. I hear that from a lot of people who are into the movie making. They're an actor. You know what? There's something to those. I hear we actually feed our curses. If we keep thinking, yeah. You can actually empower a curse that's been put on you. But most of the time it's not a curse. It's just our mindset. If we believe that we're under a curse, it's like we're putting ourselves under a curse. I'm pretty sure that there are some ways that curses can be broken. It's all a matter of not tolerating it anymore. I used to think I was under a curse until I watched how I handle things, you know. Because I don't know, it's an interesting thing. And also the different curses, like some of them can be curses using the element of earth, curses using the element of fire. Is the fact that that curses can be broken? Oh wow. Lawnmower, really? Oh, it's a tractor. The guy's riding a tractor. I think most of it is casting salt. Casting salt is a good way to get rid of negative energy. Also sage. If you can get a hold of sage. You can buy it on eBay. Go on eBay and buy yourself a bundle of sage. Casting salt seems to work really well. Well. What it is you have to have a balance. You know, if you notice that you're lacking in some way, you have to be blessed. You have to have blessing enough to make up for that. Like if you lose $100, you have to You have to earn back that, you have to make up for your loss. I want to do some hypnosis sessions. A lot of times we need to clear away a lot of things. There's a lot of things we need to clear away. Part of a session I've been working on is let go of everything up until now. You have to let go of everything up until now. And then be aware that you're creating. Because sometimes you just cause your own curses. Another thing to do right before you go to bed is take 3 slow, deep breaths. That's usually what gets me into that, what was it? They call it the quantum field or your imagination. Because a lot of times it's when you're imagining, that's when you're leaving an impression on your subconscious. That's where rituals come from. People are visualizing the whole time, and the subconscious is getting the idea. A lot of people imagine a bubble around themselves. They imagine like a white bubble of energy around themselves, and that's what protects them from negativity. Like when rituals, you cast a circle. Huh. Do you believe in crosses? A cross or even a rabbit's foot? Because what's interesting is the subconscious mind, it believes things like that. That's why superstition, people are very careful with superstitions, like opening an umbrella inside the house or breaking a mirror or a black cat running in front of them. It's a trigger, because in hypnosis you have triggers. You can place a trigger with someone. Have you ever watched a stage hypnotist? Say, when I rub my nose, when I touch my nose, I won't have any clothes on, or something like that. Or the person next to you stinks real bad. And that's what it is people set up the scenario. The subconscious really understands scenarios. Step on a crack, you break your mother's back, things like that. Or see a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. Things like that. A lot of athletes, they have like lucky socks. They have some ritual they do. Even artists, before they go on stage, they'll pray. They'll say a prayer before they get up on stage. I think that's what it is you got to know yourself. Because you're the magician. You're the magician. And once you know yourself, and you know what your subconscious responds to, because affirmations, when you affirm something, when you keep affirming things to yourself, your subconscious is basically being conditioned. And you can condition. One thing I've started saying was, I always win lotteries. And just say it on a whim. Because if you say it without judging it, your lemon doesn't have a chance to block it out. And that's your conscious mind, your monkey mind, your conscious mind, your analytical mind. If you just say things and then don't judge it, don't think about it, when you just say things, your unconscious mind takes it right in. You're not blocking it in any way. Sometimes you say things and you start doubting it, like, oh yeah, that'll happen. Or maybe in a few years, if I work really hard, I'll get what I want, And then you're just slowing down your manifestation because then you're putting up these obstacles. It's like abracadabra means I create as I speak. And there's so much truth to that. I think that's why magicians say that before they do a spell. They say abracadabra. It's reminding them I'm creating as I speak, you know. And then you start to speak. People say don't say that, you know, because it's like they're speaking a spell. Everything always works out for me. Everything's, and then that law of assumption kicks in. You just assume that, hey, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to go to work, and I'm going to make it there. That's, you're just assuming that whole scenario. Some people are lucky because they assume that they're going to win, you know. That's one thing when guys go into nightclubs. When guys go into nightclubs, they have the mindset, I'm taking one of these girls home. I think Dennis Rodman had that mindset. He said, I'm effing one of these girls tonight, you know. I'm gonna take home one of these girls, you know. And then you're creating that scenario, and then it flows. It's just the law of assumption. And then again, you have to work against your old programming, because up until now you've been programmed to, you know, you got to work really hard. You got to work by the hour to earn that money by the hour. Then you got to pay all your taxes. And then the reprogramming is you just give yourself a whole new set of rules. That's why what I've been working with is you say everything up until now doesn't matter. Everything you thought you knew, everything you were counting on, you know, good, bad, or ugly. And then you start with a clean slate. And then you start saying things. Because remember, you're not lying. You're in the process of creating. You're not lying. You're in the... Because the process of creating is, you say, I'm going to do this. And then you start taking steps to doing what you want to do. And then you got that correspondence. So within, so without, you know. So within, so without. If you feel crappy inside, if you feel doubtful inside, then you're just creating that scenario. So, you know, you got to wipe away all those scenarios that were once a... It's amazing what we recreate. A lot of us are just recreating even stuff we hate, even stuff that we loathe. You know, like, oh, it's Monday, you know. I hope I can make it through this day. I really want to go home. I don't like being here. But then it becomes your self-talk, you know. I've been learning a lot about the subconscious mind, and it's just amazing. Your self-talk. What you say to yourself is your so within. And then you start to see the outer world only mirroring you. Like if you dread seeing somebody, you're going to see that person. Because not only do you have the thought, you have the emotion attached to it. Also, when other people pray with you, or the less you think about the family curse, that's the less energy you're giving it. Because it's like you're helping the one who cursed you, you're helping them in the cursing. You're helping them with the curse. You're helping them along. And then it becomes even more powerful. You're adding a power to it. If you believe that you can break curses, you have the power to break curses. And then you can be a guy for hire, you know. If you're that confident that you can clear away a curse, then you can just do it to make someone's life better, you know. Because some magicians, it's just a gesture, you know. They just gesture, and something happens, or they speak a word and something happens. Because it's like you're just giving a cue. Remember that character Q, um, Star Trek: The Next Generation? That was a cool character. It was a character Q in the Star Trek: The Next Generation. He could just move his hand. He would just gesture, and something would happen. But then again, we're convinced that we're just robots. We're just robots that bleed and hurt and all that. And hopefully we'll make it to retirement. But we're not. That's one thing, like, if you ever look up the Gateway Experience, yeah, the Gateway Experience, one of the mantras are, I am more than my physical body. And that's one thing they don't want you to, that's why they put so much into uh, stopping people from learning the occult. They said, if rebellion is a sin of witchcraft and all that, witches were burned and they were just tortured, dunked into water, all that stuff. It's because, God forbid, anybody knew these secrets. God forbid anyone applied these secrets. And a lot of times when you start engaging in magic, it's like you're just remembering when you were a kid, when you pretended, when you pretended you had a rifle and were playing cowboys and Indians or whatever. And it's like, yeah, keep doing that, because your subconscious is responding to that. Every time you imagine, you carry a charm with you, this lucky charm. I think I don't know, sometimes when you're in a movie, you listen for your cue. When you're filming, here's your cue. As soon as he says, here's my grandpa, or whatever, you walk in and you do your thing. You say your lines. I think that's what it is. It's a cue. And like when you watch Bewitched, when she twinkles her nose, she wiggles her nose and something happens. You're just giving a cue. You're a sign. Like when you see a falling star, make a wish. Or when you see a penny on the ground and it's face up, that's your cue that you're going to get good luck. I think I've been interested in this since 1991, 92, somewhere around there. I started getting this real interest in the occult, magic, and all that. And what's neat. It's always a learning experience. When you think you know everything about the occult and magic, you always learn something more. They say divination is a good way to see what's coming. One thing I think about divination is that's what's going to happen if you don't do anything. Whenever I give a reading, I like to tell people that's what I see now, but it can change based on a decision you make, based on a change of your behavior, things like that. Because creation happens instantly, Like I say, I'm manifesting this chair I'm sitting in, But then there's things you've already manifested, and then there's the things that you will manifest. And a lot of it's just keeping track of your thoughts. If the thought you're having is causing you to be depressed, then stop. If you can master the art of not thinking, just stop thinking. And that way you stop everything. I've always said thinking is the worst thing you can do. If you're in a bad situation, you're scared, you're upset, you're depressed, you're confused, stop doing everything. Just stop it. Because then again, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That's what I say, enjoy the void. You know, take a couple of deep breaths, sit still, don't think about anything. And then you start to feel everything, vibration happens differently. You start to not vibrate at a frequency, and then you don't exist in the lower realms anymore. There's these lower realms where demons exist, where negative people exist, you know, and that's just the lower realms. And then when you shut off your thoughts, and then I do the paradise meditation, you know. I just close my eyes and I go, okay, now I'm in paradise. And then every sense of the word, everything you look at in your imagination, it's all paradise. And then watch, just, it's so cool, the changes you start to feel and see. Just close your eyes and take some slow, deep breaths and say, I am now in paradise. And then watch what happens in your life. Because you're working on the sow within, you know. As you sow, so shall you reap. And then you change the within part, and then you watch the correspondence happen. Sow within, sow without. And do that when you're working out. Just say, sow within, sow without. Sow within, sow without. And then you don't forget it. Always remember, never forget. Yeah. I started to learn that stuff, you know. I wonder why I'm having a crappy day. Or I start to have a crappy day, and then I start saying, everything is working out better. Or I am having a good day. And then watch what happens. I am having a good day. And then forget everything else. Because you have to reboot. You have to reset. And I think that's what a lot of us need to do. Just reset. As soon as you come home and close that door and pet your cat or hug your wife or whatever, just sit down and just let your mind go blank. And then see how long you can let your mind go blank. And it's because then the universe isn't responding to anything. You know, you got an angry, you know, you had a run-in with somebody and you're angry now. Somebody got your order wrong, or somebody pulled you over, or somebody flipped you off or something, cut you off. And then it creates the thought, and then the thought has a vibration to it. And then your wife doesn't even want to look at you for a while because why are you so negative? I think that's what it is. It's like boats in a harbor, you know. If a boat comes into your harbor, just make it go away until you have a harbor that is clear of boats. And then welcome boats that are carrying good cargo, you know. Wasn't it Quarantano di Giorno during the cholera epidemic? They had to stay out offshore for 40 days. Quarantano di Giorno. That's where they got quarantined. Just quarantine your thoughts for a while, you know. Have the boat stay out in the harbor for 40 days, you know. And if you can do without that thought for 40 days, stop thinking it, you know. It's easier said than done, but then it gets so easy after a while. You know, it's easier to just sit in a dark room, make sure you won't be disturbed, distracted. And it's weird what you can feel in the darkness when you're sitting there in the dark, the energy in the room. You can sometimes feel presences. You can feel energies. Because it's like we use our aura in so many ways to deflect things, to put up barriers. Sometimes we put up barriers against things that could be helpful to us. Become familiar with. That's what meditate means, to become familiar with. That's what Joe Dispenza said. And you just become familiar with what you're causing to happen. What are you causing to happen? A lot of times if we're afraid of something, it happens. Because we're investing all this thought and energy into a scenario that will probably never happen. But if you keep fearing it, if you keep thinking about it, you have a more likely, you increase the likelihood of it happening. And never repeat family curse. Do not say family curse. Do not think family curse. If something happens, it's usually something you already created, so you just have to wait for it to pass. And then once it passes, because you'll see some repercussions sometimes. You say, why is this happening to me? I'm thinking positive thoughts. Because you're experiencing something you already created, and it's just manifesting. Wait for it to pass, and then you'll start to see the good stuff. Because you've decided to create something positive, a better scenario. It's amazing, the subconscious mind, it's like it really gets the concept of a scenario or a concept. So if you're playing out a scenario in your head, your subconscious is just acting on it. It's just like it's acting on your scenario that you're thinking about. Oh, I hope I don't get a ticket. Or every time I mow the lawn, I step in a turd, you know. But I've noticed sometimes I'll look down before I step in a turd. It's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't step in that turd just now. We are very powerful beings, and we need to never forget that. Never, ever forget how powerful we are. And then I stare off in the distance. QAnon. I'll have to see what that QAnon. Each character has lots of power. You ever look at like Nordic runes? They actually use that in spellcasting. The Nordic runes. Each rune has a meaning all its own. Like there's a rune for protection. There's a rune for good fortune. I used to wear runes. I used to buy runes on necklaces. It was cool. Also, blowing on the rune gives it life. I watched a guy do this one time when I was doing a raffle. I was raffling off something, and a guy, before he put his ticket into the bucket or into the container, he blew on it. I guess that's why they do that to dice. You know, when they roll the dice, they'll blow on it. And I also learned that if you blow onto something, you're giving it life. So like you can take a piece of paper, write your spell on a piece of paper, and then blow on it, and you're energizing that that statement, and you write it in the present tense. I am wealthy, you know. I am thankful I have. That's another thing. I am so thankful to have extra money. And then your subconscious takes that in, because it doesn't, it just, everything's fact to the subconscious. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake, it's like Santa Claus. It hears you when you're sleeping, and you feel everything too. Because when you're dreaming, you're in your imagination. That's how you get those lucid dreams. It is. Oh, yeah. Never assume you know everything, because there's always another knowledge and thought, because everything begins with a thought. Everything is caused by a thought. Sometimes you can pick up on other people's thoughts. You can tell if they're thinking a positive thought, because thoughts take on an energy. Emotions are powerful also. If you can combine your emotions with your intention, they say intention is a big deal. When you set your intention, I always say you're looking at things through all three of your eyes. You're looking through your left eye, your right eye. Yeah, you realize you're having a dream. Sometimes I can't tell the difference. My dreams are so vivid, I can't tell the difference. And it's scary because something's happening to you in your dream. I know. They say this is the dream. This is the dream. Everything that's happening, this is the dream. And our real lives, our real selves, exist on the higher planes. That's why I love being in my imagination. Because you can create anything at any time in your imagination. Here, it takes longer to have something manifest. Like Einstein called it the stubborn illusion. This is a stubborn illusion. Because it's like, yeah, and I think that's so we don't kill ourselves. You know, if you think you're going to die and then suddenly you die, you know, or you think you're going to get robbed and suddenly you're robbed, you know. I'm glad there's a delay, you know. That's why you focus your intention for a long time, and then you start to see your manifestation. Just like every morning when you get up, start focusing on your intention. You get your intention out there. This is what I want to happen. And don't dwell on what you don't want to happen, because then it's counterproductive. You know, oh, I'll never meet the right girl, or I'll never win the lottery. That's what's going to happen. I don't know why I'm sick all the time. I always get hurt, you know. Also, what you say about other people, when you say about something about another person, you're putting a spell on them. So if you want everyone to be safe around you, that guy is so clumsy. It's like, sure enough, he's going to do something clumsy. That guy always pisses me off, you know. You're speaking that, and then it becomes the law of assumption. You just assume the guy's going to piss you off or irritate you or whatever. And then you see him more because the universe you're recreating instead of, I think that's a robin. That bird, can you hear that bird? It's kind of bogarting. The bird is bogarting our show. I think that's what it is once we start to become aware, we're already aware that we're alive. We now need to be aware that we're creating all the time. We're God in action. That's what was his name? The Count of Saint Germain. The Count of Saint Germain, in his book, the The Golden Book of Saint Germain, he says that we are God in action. Every time we move our hand, every time, every time we do this, that's God in action, you know. Every time we forgive someone, because it's weird, like, how do you really know how your hand moves? You know, how does it get up there? You just think a thought and there it is, you know. Or you get ready to shoot an arrow, you think about grabbing the arrow, putting it into the bow, pulling the bow back, and shooting that arrow. And hopefully it'll hit what you want it to. And then there's the Zen martial artists. They visualize that arrow already in the target. So it's like that scenario, you're creating that scenario. I think if we just slow down, we'll realize how powerful we are as beings. We are more than our physical body. Like when you get a hunch, you know, I knew that was going to happen. I knew you were going to say that. Yes, you did. You have that premonition, you know. I knew you were going to say that. It's like we have foresight, you know. We're looking at things through our third eye, through our left and right eye. But our third eye is creating, I keep going back to the observer effect, the Copenhagen experiment. They say that particles behave according to the observer. They behave according to the observer. So you're the observer and everything is coming together in front of you. You ever almost hit a car? You know, you throw something and then you go like this and the thing doesn't hit the car. Telekinesis, I think, is real. Or they wouldn't have a name for it. They wouldn't have the word telekinesis. Telekinetic, you know. You're causing kinetic energy by teleporting it, I guess, telekinetic. It's like, why would they have a word for it if it didn't exist? Yeah. And it could be the fact that you do not want to be hit by a car. You're creating your own protection because you almost, it's almost like there's no almost. You were not hit by a car because that's not what you want to happen. You don't want that to happen, so it doesn't. You don't want to be hit by a car, so it's almost like I don't want to get punched today. So you wind up not being punched the whole day. And then you mix your emotion in with your thought, and it kind of powers it up. This is just me going on. You know, these are my theories about so within, so without. If you're constantly thinking sad thoughts, then you become magnetic to being sad. When you think a thought, you're not only creating the thought, but you're magnetizing it. You ever watch Carpetbagger? He's a YouTuber. He calls himself the Carpetbagger. His whole life is just going places. His whole life he just goes places, and he goes to like these roadside attractions and haunted houses and things like that. And that's his job, you know. He created a job where he just shows up to places and he records everything, and that's his content. That's kind of what I'd like to do when I start getting funding, you know. If you want me to go somewhere, you know, just click on the link in the description. Yeah. So maybe you're not cursed. If you're able to avoid, oh, there's crows. I'm glad they're flying over there. there's a big chance you're not cursed. Because they say if you're cursed, there's a lot of bad things that happen. There's a lot of signs that you're cursed. It could be just focusing, because sometimes you shouldn't judge what happens to you. When something happens to you, don't judge it good or bad, because it's the end result that really matters. Because if you focus on the thought of being cursed, that's the scenario that you begin initiating. Instead, instead say, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed to have a family. I am blessed to have furniture that doesn't stink. I am blessed to have a car that is in the shop right now. And then kind of let me know the result of that. I am blessed to eat every day. And then you start to believe, and then you start to assume. The law of assumption kicks in, and then you go, wow, I really am blessed. Another one to say is, I am lucky. I am so lucky. I'm so lucky to have money in my wallet. I'm so lucky I didn't get hit today. Yeah, give it a try. I mean, what will it hurt? That's how I that's how I experience things. I am blessed. Like every little thing, acknowledge every little thing. I am blessed to have a healthy family. I am so blessed. Somebody's trying to call me. I'll wait for it to go to voicemail. I'm busy right now. Voicemail. Voicemail. There we go. I've noticed that in my life. As soon as I start to acknowledge every little thing, I start to become aware. You know, I become aware that I am blessed. I'm so, like my brother and I went with my mother to the hospital to get for the consultation and to get the appointment set up. And it was like, I'm so blessed that my brother made it there and that we both went to the hospital and we sat there. I sat there and waited for my brother and my mother to come out of the consultation. And I knew that I had a home to go to after all. And then you start to say, wow, I am blessed. I notice all these ways that I'm blessed. And then you break the curse because the higher vibrations overrule the lower ones. They override. That's what I wanted to say. The higher vibrations, they override the lower ones. Then no one can curse you if they tried. Because it's like you got this expectation of good things happening, blessings coming, and then the curses dissolve. No one could curse you if they tried. It's like, wow, this guy is so blessed. The curses just bounce off. Because then you have this aura about you. Then you can become curse proof. Because a curse might manifest, but then you assume a good thing is going to happen to counteract that bad thing. That's what I keep hearing. Every time a higher energy exists, it overrides the bad energy just by thinking about it. I am blessed. Or I am lucky. I'm so lucky I made it to the bathroom. Look at me, I'm lucky. I went to the bathroom and my meal is here now. I came back from the bathroom and my meal is right here. I'm so blessed to have good wait staff, you know. I'm so lucky. And then things start to happen in your favor. Things start to happen in your favor. It's like, oh, I didn't have to pay today. That's cool. The cop let me off with a warning. That's cool. That's a blessing. I'm so lucky. And then confirm it in your words, in your thoughts. Give a testimony. Tell other people how lucky you are. Because then you get other people believing that you're lucky. And then it's even more powerful. You get that collective consciousness. I am lucky to be alive. You know, start with that. I am lucky to be alive. I got through the day without an injury. I'm so lucky. Yeah. There isn't bird shit on my car today. I'm so lucky. I'm lucky not to get one bird turd on my car. Then it becomes your mantra, a spell you speak over and over again. I want to start doing experiments. Experiments. There's one that worked for me. It was visualizing a quarter. In my imagination, I imagine a quarter in my imagination, and a quarter appeared into my reality. Like I said, I was walking by a neighbor's yard, and I saw a shine in the neighbor's yard. And I walked over to see, what is that shine? And it was a quarter in the yard. Another one was on a table. I remember at the park one time, I was just chilling at the park, and I look over at the table and I see something on the table. It was a picnic table. I walked over and there was a quarter on the picnic table. It's like, who just leaves a quarter on the picnic table? Do that yourself, you know, just close your eyes and imagine yourself finding a quarter. And then it'll be kind of an epiphany. You'll say, oh, there's a quarter. Or imagine someone handing you a stick of gum. That's another one. Imagine someone handing you a stick of gum, and it's your favorite gum. Or even a soft drink, you know. Someone is handing you an ice cold Coke, or whatever your favorite beverage is. Get it vivid. Make it vivid in your imagination. Someone is walking up to me and handing me a Coke. You can do it with your eyes open, you know, because it's even better, you know, because then you really get that image in your head. Someone is walking up to me and they're handing me an ice cold Coke, an ice cold can of Coke. And it's sweaty, you know, it's cold and sweaty. And then you say, thank you. Because you're creating it in your subconscious. Joe Dispenza calls it the quantum field. The quantum field. When you're in the quantum field, you can create anything. Because there you're not bound by physics. You're not bound by material, you know, that which is material. It's just you're creating it as you're thinking about it. So you think about someone walking up to you and they're handing you a can of Coke, and then you thank them like you would in reality. Do it often. Do it often because then the universe is very clear on what scenario you're working out. And then let me know the results. Let me know the results. I'm probably going to get a can of Coke. And then you start to manifest quicker because there's no doubt. There's no doubt that what you imagined becomes. That's what deja vu is. I think sometimes in our dream state, we are creating a reality, and it just takes a while for this reality to catch up to it. Your deja vu or your vivid dream. I've had those vivid dreams, and then I start looking around and I go, I just dreamed this. I just dreamed this. So maybe there's something to that. I remember that in my dream, you know? Because sometimes I'll have a dream and it'll be like, wow, this is an experience. Like I'll go on a road trip somewhere, and as soon as I walk into the building, I'll say, this is exactly what I dreamed. I've said that to my brother a couple of times. He kind of blows it off like, okay, okay, Ed. But I go, no, I saw this. And then you're a deliberate creator. That's what we can get together. We can become deliberate creators. We can do some exercises, you know, like close your eyes and imagine you're at the fair. You're with someone you really like, and you're waiting in line to get on a ride. They say the best time to do it is right before bed or right before you fall asleep. Because then your conscious mind isn't in the way. Your conscious mind is not in the way. You're not analyzing it. I heard this Azura dragon feather. She called it analysis paralysis. I don't know if she made that up. I was watching Azura dragon feather was doing a stream, and she said analysis paralysis. So don't have analysis paralysis. Then you'll start to realize you're a deliberate creator. I'm going to start doing that more. Imagine people walking up to me and handing me $20 bills. Just vividly imagine. That's what Neville Goddard says. He says that God is your imagination. Your imagination is God. That's probably how that happens. Because I dreamed this. I had this in it because you're a deliberate creator. Then we can see how you know, we can all meet somewhere, you know, at Universal Studios. Go to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. But remember, right before you go to bed, imagine this is all happening in real time. That way you're creating in real time. You're creating it in real time. We can do this, you know, on my streams. We just turn it into imagination sessions. That way, right before you go to bed, you could just plug in your headset, you know, or put in your earbuds. And right before you go to sleep, you can start the session. Or use this as inspiration. You could be inspired to. It's another beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Wow, we're getting lots of bees out here. I'm glad they're not attacking me. We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of the dreams. Thank you for being here. Those of you who are following my stream, who are bathing in my stream, or just bathing in the stream of consciousness. How about that? Welcome to the stream of consciousness. I could do this different segments. We'll start off with tough talk, and then the stream of consciousness. Welcome everyone to the stream of consciousness. Then prayers become more effective. Prayers become more powerful when you believe that when you're speaking something, it's happening. One occultist said, set it and forget it. Just set it and forget it. Because then it gives your unconscious mind can work independently. I've noticed that. You can give your subconscious a task. Where can I look for a good job or something like that? Where can I look for a really good job, a good paying job? And then forget you asked the question, and your subconscious will work on it. It'll set up scenarios for you. Where can I meet a nice person? And then go watch TV or something. What occultist said, go make a sandwich. After you do your ritual, go make a sandwich. Or smile. That's another thing he said. After you do your spell or your ritual, smile. Just smile, knowing that it's all handled. It was E.A. Coetting. You ever watch E.A. Coetting? He was taken off of YouTube because some guy committed a murder based on what he said. E.A. Coetting. I was learning a bit from him. Alex, you are blessed. You are blessed. You are no longer cursed. You are now blessed. If he'll watch this probably. Watch this all the way through. If you watch until the end, you are hereby blessed. I direct to you my good intent. Oh, tonight's chili cheese fries. We are almost 3 hours, like Gilligan's Island. Thank you for watching if you got this far. If you got this far, thank you for watching. Hey, that's what we can do. We can do some rituals in real time. Do some ceremonies and rituals. Maybe we'll do that on full moon, on the full moon special. On the 24th of this month, we can get together and do some full moon work. They say energies are very high during the full moon. We can get together and cast some spells. cast some spells to the good of all and according to free will. We have to include that, to the good of all and according to free will. So mote it be. We could watch our lives change. Do what thou will, harm ye none. What the world needs, what the world needs is a good whipping. That's what Anton LaVey said. What the world needs is a good whipping. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. I think that's Elvis Costello. No, Burt Bacharach. Burt Bacharach. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Sing it with me. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Oh, I found that song for you. It was, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa. That's Elvis Costello. Elvis Costello. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? When I walk through this wicked world, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? That could be our anthem. That could be our anthem. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I like to say things 3 times. It seems to have an effect. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I love you always. That's what's on my description. I love you always. Mommy! Where is Mommy? Mommy! I am financially set for life. I am financially set for life. I am financially set for life. As I will it, so shall it be. As I will it, so shall it be. I am financially set for life. 369. We should try that. 369. Say it 3 times, 6 times, and then 9 times. That's what Tesla came up with. Nikola Tesla from Croatia. Nikola Tesla from Croatia came up with the 369 method. That's how you something about the universe in 369. I'll have to do it on my fingers. That's what I could get is 9 beads. Count 3 beads, 6 beads, and then 9 beads. I know where my beads are too. I could sit here, like a rosary and Buddha beads. Buddha beads are kind of like rosaries. 27 times, if you say something 27 times, I think there's 27 beads on a Buddha bead. I had a set of Buddha beads once. 369. I always win lotteries. 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 Now for the 9. I always win lotteries. 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 There we go. 369. Try it and let me know what you get. Try it and let me know the results. We're doing science. If you can't repeat it, it isn't science. I felt an energy swell just now, just by doing that. Three, 6, 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I need 18 beads. 18 beads. Thank you. This is like heaven. This must be just like living in paradise. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't want to go home. Sing it with me. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't want to go home. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't want to go home. This must be just like living in paradise. And I don't want to go home. Te quiero puta. Te quiero puta. Más, 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 por favor. Más, 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 sí, sí, señor. Te quiero puta. Más, 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 por favor. Más, 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 sí, sí, señor. That's a good Rammstein song. The song is Te quiero puta. Te quiero puta. That's all I remember of the song. Más, por favor. Más, sí, señor. We're all living in America. America, it's wunderbar. We're all living in America. Coca-Cola, sometimes war. This is not a love song. I don't speak my mother's tongue. No, this is not a love song. I don't speak my mother's tongue. We're all living in America. America, it's wunderbar. We're all living in America. Coca-Cola. Oh, there's an eagle. That is an eagle. Not a bald eagle. That might be a gold eagle. Golden. I have got to sit here with my binoculars so that I can verify. I need to verify. That sounds like a cologne. Verify. When I spend time around the ladies, I verify. I wear Verify. Verify cologne. Only $9.95 while supplies last. When I hang with the ladies, I wear Verify. Verify cologne. Illegal in some countries. Because it's made of panther piss. I wonder if my mother would sit out here with me. Mommy's probably feeling no, she's out with her friend. She's out with her friend. She is not sitting at home alone. And that is good. Another one is, I am thankful and grateful. I am thankful and grateful for my friends and family. I am thankful and grateful I am thankful and grateful for my friends and family. For my family and friends. I need to make that a rule. You must say goodbye. Before you leave, you must say goodbye. That way I don't think you disappeared or something. Let's see who all joined me today. That was Alex, and then there's Inarish. Inarish. Durish so good. So 2 people joined me today. Oh yes, I love it. Be sure to tell your friends to join. That way we can chat together. This chat is the shat. Shat chat. Shat chat. Because we're the shat. We must work against bullying. That would be our battle cry. Battle cry. Wanding. You will be wanded. You must be wanded. Wanded. You will be wanded before you come to school. We will not look the other way. You will be wanded. Battery operated. Piss corrected. That's a robin. It's getting cold out here. It's getting cold out here. I've always wanted a genuine Fairbairn and Sykes dagger. It's a derivative of the Shanghai knife. There was a knife called the Shanghai knife, and Fairbairn and Sykes got together and made the British Commando knife. Yeah, the British Commando knife was known as the Fairbairn and Sykes dagger. British Commando dagger. Sorry. If you heard that, I'm sorry. Fairbairn and Sykes Commando. This is a Pakistan version of the Fairbairn and Sykes. It's known as a trench knife. It's supposed to be able to go through a trench coat. It's been tested, not this one, but the Fairbairn and Sykes stiletto style dagger. It's supposed to be able to penetrate a trench coat, go through a trench coat. And it's 7 inches long because they say, or 7 inches, the length of the blade is 7 inches because anywhere you stab somebody with a 7-inch blade, it will hit a vital organ. That's why the blade is 7 inches long and made like a dagger, because it goes through a trench coat and it will hit a vital organ if you stab all the way to the hilt. Pretty vicious. Pretty vicious if you ask me. It has this cool handle or a design so your hand doesn't slide up the blade, and it's got this grippy grip. This was made on a lathe, I'm sure. Made on a lathe. It was spun and cut this way. Fairbairn and Sykes. Never leave home without it. I do want the, I do want a real one. This one, I'm afraid it's going to bend. I'm afraid it's going to bend. Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, this is a good weapon to have. They have these flaps I hear, uh, so it can be sewed onto a boot. You're supposed to be able to sew this onto a boot, so it can be a bootleg knife. I should polish this handle. I could probably polish it. I've had this for a while now. My Fairbairn and Sykes Commando, British Commando. Well, it's getting cold out here. I have sat here for 3 hours. Farewell for now. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday I have to see my therapist so she can listen to me talk. And remember, in the description, you can donate to my bully cause or you can buy this, you can get this sent to you free, just pay shipping. This cool uh, tactical pen, I named it Sean Pen. Someone's watching right now? Someone has joined? Maybe I could stay on a little longer? I don't know. Oh, they're just checking out. They're just popping in. Again, get yours today. Get yours today. Your tactical pen. So you can get out of chokeholds, bear hugs. You can get out of wrist grabs. Watch the tutorials once you get yours. You can practice. Walk confidently. Know that you can defend yourself. I think it's better than pepper spray. Because a day like this, with the wind blowing, you might get pepper in your face, which is horrible. I came in contact with pepper spray one time. I just sprayed some in the living room, thinking it wasn't going to be that big of a deal, but I started coughing uncontrollably. Have a good day.